Welcome to the Nameless podcast. And actually, been a lot that's happened since our last episode, like the quote unquote E3 conferences and everything. But we could talk about that in a bit. Actually, I want to hear what's been going on with you, Kuma.
Well, I just finished the latest Marvel movie, the new Doctor Strange movie,
Okay. What do you
and
think?
I gotta say that I wasn't overly impressed. I had high expectation because I heard people stated that this movie will be better than the Spider-Man movie, the third one. In my opinion, I enjoy Spider-Man more.
I did too. You're not alone. I think the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, it fails to live up to its potential.
I think so too. I agree. It was okay. It could be better. I
It
think
was
a mo-
fine, but that's it. It's fine. It's average.
I guess it's really missing that oof that other shows has. And I'm thinking maybe the cinematography. It wasn't that impressive because I didn't really see anything, any like changes in camera that really.
It wasn't
Uh,
like eye opening or eye popping, like to the
yeah,
way that I think of when I think of a movie like that has like similar like special effects. I think of Inception. But when I first saw
special
Inception,
effects.
like
Okay.
the like seeing the dream world and everything, just do all those special effects in that movie was, I think, way more impressive than basically anything from the Doctor Strange movies, because it feels like they're just copying that.
Oh, I when while watching Doctor Strange, I feel like the CGI was took me out of the movie because it was some of them are very bad.
Mm,
It was cringe worthy. Like some of the scenes, it was so much special effects, but it looked so bad. I could like easily see it. I mean, going back to Exception, there were a couple scenes that was bad, but some they also use real effects too.
hmm
Like the flipping, rotating, like that. That was real effects. Like they use like not computer stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why it's more impressive. And I think it's the use of music and Inception as well. The music and Doctor Strange movie, it was really bland. It was not noticeable.
Yeah, man, I don't remember a single song from that movie, Doctor Strange. Wow, that's terrible. I think my expectations nowadays for a Marvel movie is just I expect them to do better than this. Like they've made so many movies and this feels like kind of a standard Marvel movie, if that makes any sense. Like it feels like something they would make, but it doesn't feel like they're expanding on what they could do. Like pushing boundaries. Like this was supposed to be more quote unquote horror-ish because it had Sam Raimi, I think, who has he has horror roots, and he also directed made the Spider-Man movies. Were fantastic. Well, first two. I don't know. I was disappointed. I was like, there's some okay things, but I wasn't like super. I wasn't super into it. It was yeah. It was just felt like it was just a feeling of meh to me.
Doctor Strange movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I did enjoy the Spider-Man movie more, like with you.
I think because I think the Spider-Man movie has a stronger story.
I think it does too. It's
I feel for me, I feel like Doctor Strange movie was a little too messy, unorganized. That became not as impressive, in my opinion. I think it relied too much on cameos,
that's
like
funny
to
because the you would think the third Spider-Man movie would be people complain about that instead. 'Cause that literally is all about cameos.
yeah, but the cameo did something
That's
in the
true.
Spider-Man movie.
It
It was
wasn't
actually
it
a
wasn't
story
just like
point.
fan service for the sake of it,
Uh huh.
but it was actually
Yeah.
integral to the plot. Like there's a reason why this is happening without spoiling this, but yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's not
And
just
there
like,
was
"Hey,
like
we're gonna prey on your nostalgia or whatever.
Elijah. And Spider-Man also have like certain set pieces that really brought out the feel of the film. It gave
Hmm.
a sense of like urgency and purpose. Well, Doctor Strange never really had that set piece, you
I
know?
did feel. Funny thing is, I felt that the third Spider-Man movie was darker than the Doctor Strange quote unquote horror movie.
Parker
Like darker themes and darker like events
themes.
happening.
Mm, I don't know about that.
There's a certain scene that if I say it, then it's just gonna spoil it.
Okay, I know what scene you're talking about. That was the urgency. That was the tone, the music, the feels. Doctor Strange didn't have that. Any of that.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
Yeah, everyone that I mean, I'll tell you one thing. Doctor Strange, I did not know it was like all that gore and blood and deaths. I thought it would be a higher rating. I did not see that coming from Disney. I thought Disney will kind of censor everything or may it tone it down, but they went all out for this movie. I was impressed in that area from Disney. I like it.
yeah, I like that too. I wasn't. I was like, oh, okay. So
Yeah, yeah.
they're kind of pushing it, but then they kind of retreated a little. They went back to their usual kind of Marvelisms, Marvelisms, mannerisms, whatever. Like the
Uh,
usual Marvel affair is like that you'd expect from these movies. Kind of retreated back into it. So yeah,
uh, that's the only one thing I really like about that.
I like that too. I wasn't expecting. It was
Hmm.
like, oh damn, that was that was crazy. But yeah, I think it
And the
needed
one,
to do more of that.
yeah, of course, I agree. Make it high rating. I know they get less money, but
They will
I think.
never make it R probably. This is
uh,
also ties in with the whole Daredevil news, which is I'm actually worried about it because it's not going to be like the Netflix show at all because it'll probably be a best PG-13. It's
oh,
not going to be as gory or as adult as those Netflix shows.
that's too bad.
It's going to be
I like
Disney-ified, and frankly, Disney just fucks everything up when they do that,
ruins everything.
like Star Wars.
Uh huh.
Yeah, I was short tangent. So the Obi-Wan series just finished. Was it yesterday?
Oh, you watched that?
I watched it because I do like Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan, and I think he's a good actor. So I really just mainly wanted to see him. And I mean, he was the best part of the Star Wars prequel movies, which isn't saying much, but you know. Uh so very briefly, that show is even more of a like it shows that Star Wars is even more of a dire state than Marvel. Like Marvel is like, okay, they have mediocre things. Star Wars has absolute dog shit shows. Like I think for the most part. And movies, they're just a mess. The new movies are just complete shit in my opinion.
But isn't the new movie like new stuff, like original stuff? Marvel, they are taking
Supposedly.
stuff from
They're taking it, but
canon.
they're also adding their own spin on it a little bit too. It's not
Okay,
fully in like the source material for Marvel because I've read some of those comics and everything.
uh,
So I know some of those stories, but it's mostly the same. They are
okay, see,
doing their own little takes on it. Like
okay.
they're changing it around a bit. It's not faithfully just like copied from
I
comic
mean,
book
I
to movie.
can't because it's rating will be too high. But I'm just saying, like they have some source material they could work with, and if that source material has been,
Yeah, I
light
guess so.
before, it's hard to like really fucked up. Where original material they can fuck up
Well, that
very
isn't
bad.
my problem with it because I I could go on about Star Wars all day, but basically, whoever's in charge of Star Wars right now has needed more time to plan all this out if they wanted to create like this connected universe like the MCU. where like TV shows are connected to the movies and comic books are like they're making comic books for Star Wars and all the books and stuff like that. It's just like they didn't fully think this through because they just rushed into it when they bought Star Wars in the mid 2010s from George Lucas, and I feel like
Okay.
they needed time to think about, okay, how are we gonna connect all this? How are we gonna do the new movies and everything? And what's our plan? What's our plan for the next like 10 years, kind of thing? Just like how the MCU had it. It's like, okay, what's the plan for the 10 years? Like, okay, we're gonna have the Avengers, whatever. You're gonna have all these individual movies, and how is it gonna tie into Thanos and the Infinity War, and like that. But they didn't think
Like, they
about
have
it.
a source of material though. That all was in. All these characters was in the
Yeah, but
comic.
they're also doing something like that was previously unheard of having a huge team up of people and having a huge cast just appear in you know the
Movies.
the peak of the Avengers movies. Like once the Infinity War started, it's like how are you gonna show like 15, 20 different characters and all have like treat them all with respect, like for screen time and everything.
Uh,
So I'm just saying Star Wars is a hot mess still. Like, and the Obi-Wan show is absolutely pointless to watch. Is my problem with prequels in general is because if you don't add anything to the established canon, like of events that happened after where these prequels are taking place, then it's just a waste of time to watch or just to consume the media. Which that's how I
Fans.
felt by the end of it. I was like, okay, so
Well,
everyone's
they.
basically the same in the same spot where they were. They're the same kinds of people you expect them to be in the future. Like, so what was the point of watching this? This didn't add any character development or anything. They stayed to the same characters that you knew them to be already. There was nothing that was gained from it. You just wasted your time just watching them go on this journey and then they end up in the same spot. It was a terrible show. Bad show.
Oh, I'm not gonna watch
But
it.
yeah.
Well, they made money. I'm sure they made money off all you guys because you guys all checked it out anyway.
Well, probably.
Everyone to buy Disney Plus just to watch it.
Probably if I actually paid for it.
True, true.
Yeah, is there anything else you want to talk about shows before we get into games?
Oh yeah.
I think
So I think a better movie did the multiverse like better, and it has Michelle Yeoh in it. And the movie is called Everywhere, Everything at at all times or something like that.
that the name of it.
Along the lines.
I saw like a trailer months ago and then I kind of forgot about it. I knew it had to do with the multiverse, but saying it's better than the Doctor Strange.
Mhm. Yeah, because the story has been done better. It has like a storyline, character development, interesting things going on. And I feel like maybe the power superhero thing has been overdone so much.
I
And
mean, there has been like 20, 30 movies of
mhm.
yeah.
And I feel like the horror aspects and Doctor Strange kind of like made a mess of it. It wasn't done well in my opinion. It was really cringy. Like the CGI for some of the spots are really cringy. I feel like it's making fun of horror movies more than it added to Marvel.
Making fun. I don't know
Hmm.
if I got that vibe. I just saw it as an attempt to try to do that, but then they just didn't succeed for me.
It's called
Anyway,
Everything, Everywhere, at All at Once. That's the name of the movie.
okay.
Yes, it's done very well. Very interesting setting, and like things that will surprise you. Like I didn't see it coming. It was really entertaining, very very entertaining, and I highly suggest everyone that is came out watching Doctor Strange kind of unsatisfied. Maybe you'd be satisfied because you're a comic book reader, but as a movie alone by itself, unsatisfying. Go check this one out.
I think at this point you need to just like everyone in general, not just you, like have a certain set of expectations for these kinds of you know comic book movies. Like they're gonna be shallow. Like they're not going to be in depth or anything, or just gonna make you think about life or anything. It's just gonna be a pretty like you're here for action or whatever, and then that's about it.
Well, even the action wasn't that entertaining. I don't know.
Yeah,
It
I
just
guess so.
wasn't that entertaining. It will. Just wasn't like the like. Are we gonna go just by Marvel's movie that that entertained me, like really impressed me would be what's that? What's that? Captain America movie.
Winter Soldier.
Yeah, that one,
That's one of my favorite ones.
and then it will be Avengers: Infinity War, like when when Thanos was introduced the first time
Mm-hmm.
and fucked
Yeah, that
everybody
was
up.
great too.
That was so interesting, so entertaining. I enjoyed that better than Endgame. Endgame was kind of meh for me,
Endgame was the
honestly.
standard MCU stuff. They just tying it up, and
Like those movies really stick out when I think of Marvel movies, like from the MCU. I think of those two. That was very good. I really enjoy. Uh,
maybe because they didn't feel like the kind of superhero movies that was usually released. They
And that's
were
what they gotta do
they were
then. They
different.
just gotta put better, interesting storylines into their movies,
Yeah.
and then put these characters in it. That's all. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a director or anything like that.
Yeah, I know we're just two
Which
casual watchers. Just yeah,
say
I
your
agree.
piece. But yeah. So let's talk about video games then. So where we at? What I heard that you are focusing on this uh older Nintendo game, and you're replaying it. What's the name of it again?
Replaying it, trying to think what you're talking about.
The game that you
Um,
just
well,
finished.
I actually wanted to talk about. I mean, I would get to it eventually, but I actually wanted to go over quickly of all these conferences that happened like over the past like 2 weeks.
Oh, okay, okay. Let's go there then. I set you up so good too.
I know, but I was like, but that's why I wanted to do it today because the conference for it was today, so I'll get
I mean the
around to it
Nintendo one.
eventually. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Say your piece. Say your
Okay,
piece.
so I believe the Sony one was first. They were way out there. They weren't together with any. So they had their Sony State of Play 2 3 weeks ago. I'm sure everyone's already knows the news and everything from it, but the big ones that were announced was Resident Evil 4 remake. Which that's pretty obvious. I have conflicting feelings about that, which
What?
is what I wanted to actually ask you a question about it.
Go for it. All right. Let's do it now.
So with all these remakes that Capcom is doing for Resident Evil, which has been fantastic by the way, like Resident Evil 2 was awesome. Um are you feeling fatigued by how many remakes they're doing? It just feels like it just coming like every year kind of thing.
Fatigue? Not really. Most of these games I played a long, long time ago, and when
Okay.
I played it, I did not overplay it.
Hmm.
Only one I overplayed was Final Fantasy VIII, and that wasn't even a remake. It was just a remaster, a lazy fucking remaster.
Yeah.
But it made playing it much better. I can't see myself playing the original Final Fantasy VIII without the fast forward stuff.
Okay.
And that make the playing much more tolerable because like classic games versus today's games, it's just so boring.
Okay, I
It'll
guess I'll
fall.
say that I very much prefer Resident Evil 4 remake over a fucking Last of Us 1 remake, which absolutely does not deserve needs this. Like I
Okay,
know
I
I've
agree. I
I've
agree.
been wondering like what is the reason they were doing this, and
Well,
like
reasoning. I think it's
let
money. I
me
think it's money.
wait let me s-
All right, go ahead. Finish your piece.
but so people believe that they did this project of Last One remake because they hired Naughty Dog hired a lot of people like in the past few years, like developers and everything. So they have like hundreds and hundreds of people, and they needed a project to do. Otherwise, they would have to lay them off because they can't just keep them on. This
Oh,
is what people are assuming. I don't know. They could be people, you know,
okay.
make up
I didn't
bullshit
hear
all the
that.
time. I
I
don't
didn't
know if
hear
this
that.
is true, but this is what people believe, and they're making excuses for Naughty Dog.
Okay.
This is basically what I basically use this project just to keep people and just working, just
Okay.
so that they stay on with Naughty Dog, just so they
Okay.
have a job.
That's it.
Yeah,
All right. Okay. So, my opinions on what you just said for that, I don't mind. People need a job, you know.
no, that's
That's one.
fine. That's fine.
Two, two. Naughty Dog has so many titles under them. They don't have to remake Last of Us. They could remake what's that game called? Jack and Dexter.
I don't think they're all about it now. They're just
Yeah, they have other games under the title. If they need to remake something to make it modern times, it could be that. It doesn't have to be Last of Us. I don't know. I think they're pulling something out of their ass. Going way too hard. Like, if they need a job to do something, there's so many different titles to remake. I say, like listening to other videos and stuff, is about money. They're releasing a TV show, a live action TV show, and that
yeah.
TV show gonna, if it does well, it will inspire people to check out the game, and they want people to check out a better looking game, and not just a better looking game, a higher price game. You know what I'm saying? $70 versus paying $10. They want more
It's
money buying the
is it
$70
confirmed
one.
70 for the PS5?
$70? Huh? It's what do you mean? The
Is it
price?
confirmed that it would be $70 for the PS5 remake?
Yeah, I think so. Full
Hmm.
price.
Okay, well, I'll have to double check on that. If that is the
$100
case, that's
for the special edition.
expensive.
Yeah. I
But this
mean,
is a
is it
very Sony thing.
even if it's a Sony
They
thing?
have a history of trying to always just make movies or TV shows. They're just like they always just have constantly are trying to penetrate that market. And yeah, which
Well,
I
I mean,
they're adding so many of their like video game properties into TV shows and everything now. Is like personally for me, I like most of their games. I could not
oh,
care less about watching a show about the game that I played already. Because the point of for me to play a game and then I don't want to watch it happen passively because I want to actually be interacting and doing the actions that are happening in the game. You know? It's like
okay.
I don't want it to be a passive experience. Like for The Last of Us, I thought really fun because when you're playing that game and then you're trying to, stay hidden from those clickers and everything, like those mushroom people. It's like if you just watch it happen, yeah, it would probably be tense because maybe it'll be a bunch of I don't know the plot of this series, like the TV show, but if it's basing it off of Joel and Ellie, I don't know. Like I liked having that control of just trying to navigate through these infested areas and trying to get out alive. And yeah, I don't know if it depends. I'm skeptical right now, but if they decide to tell different stories throughout those series, then maybe. But I don't know. Yeah, I just think I need to see more. Right now, I'm not convinced about these shows. Um, yeah.
I don't know. Like, Sony was the one that brought Spider-Man onto cinemas. You know, it was them, right?
For the original one or for the Amazing Spider-Man?
One. the original one. Sony bought the rights from Marvel. That's how they
Yeah.
were able to release it. So I mean,
Uh,
like people,
well, that's
it could be the
different.
same argument. People read
That's
the comic
different.
book, people watched the TV anime, and now there's a movie. So how's that any different?
It's
This
very
is
different. Comic
it is
books have
too.
always been just, you're reading it, you're just reading and watching it happen. It's always been a
How was the
passive
animation then
experience.
in the 90s?
That's been a passive experience too. That's a show. That's like you're not in control of anything happening. You're just watching these stories unfold.
Right? So what if people aren't gamers? They just want to enjoy the story. There's just another way for them to, gather new followers.
I suppose, but then they'll probably never play the games.
They don't have to because they're not gamers.
Then what's the point of exposing them to it if they're not going to actually buy the products?
I don't know.
I don't
Just
know. It's
more name
just that's why
brand.
I'm wondering if you're like, fine, I could see that way, but also they're not actually going to be interested in playing said products.
I think always buy other stuff.
I guess.
Poster, figurines, maybe a comic book. Maybe it's gonna expand the universe. Who
I
knows?
guess. I just don't care. Everything is trying to expand into its own universe and everything. There's
Universe?
only so much
Yeah.
you could care about for the number of series. Like, if you have to start
Yeah.
reading comic books and TV shows for each freaking series, like Final Fantasy 15, which I tried to do. I watched some of the TV show. I watched the movie, which was garbage. Kingsglaive, I think it was called.
Yeah. I mean, for Final Fantasy 15, they messed up. They released an incomplete product. They want you to do all the other stuff to get a complete story. That's that's
I
Square Enix
hated
fault.
that I had to go the extra mile and try to make sense of the damn plot just by trying to watch the TV show, the anime, and
Anime.
watch the movie, and was like, and it still didn't make that much sense. Basically, a waste of time because it didn't add anything. It didn't add to the enjoyment for the game for me because the story was still a mess. Even though I knew some of the backstory, it was just like, well, this story is still shit. If I just take it on its own merits, like the game itself, it fails for me because it just had a lot of problems in development.
Mm.
So this is my problem with the Final Fantasy 15 was it soured me on the idea of trying to expand media beyond, like, say, a game or anything. Like, if they're trying to get you to read a comic book that's, based off a game or anything, I'm not on board with it because of Final Fantasy 15. It was
But
a bad experience for me.
it's just fine. They messed up really bad.
Yeah,
I appreciate that they trying to at least finish it. Like most people would just like, fuck it, that's it. That's
drop
what you
it.
get.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I'm not gonna try to fix it. At least they try to fix it.
yeah, yeah. We'll see. Um, yeah, but yeah, going back to Resident Evil 4 remake, I'll play it. It looks very Bloodborne-y, which is a good
Bloodborne.
aesthetic. It's like very
Oh,
dark in the woods and it's just like
yeah.
cultists and everything. It's just more old-fashioned weaponry. You know,
Uh, I think Capcom is going for. I'm not gonna just update the graphics, give you the same shit again. They're gonna change it up a bit. It's a reimagining of
so I
the
don't know if you
original.
remember much about how Resident Evil 4 started.
Yeah, ca- Leon got a new job, got to rescue this president's daughter, and she somehow happened to be in Europe.
Yeah,
Then
she was on
he
like
went
some
into this.
college trip or something, and then she got
Oh, it's a trip.
kidnapped.
Okay, okay.
But the
Oh,
difference is, which I actually kind of like, is the
characters.
beginning of Resident Evil 4 remake is actually they changed it so it's not just randomly that Ashley gets kidnapped. It's now Leon was actually protecting her in Europe. He was
Oh,
being her bodyguard basically, and then
oh, really?
he fucks up
Oh.
and then she
Wait,
gets
wait, wait.
kidnapped. So
Where
it
you get this
becomes more
information from?
personal. So now it
I didn't get
becomes a
that.
more motivation for him. Like you could see the character motivation because he screwed up and
Okay.
he got her kidnapped. So now he's got to get her back because it's his fault.
Okay, so tell me where you get this information.
Uh,
'Cause
I
I
think I was
didn't get
reading
any of that.
a synapse from it, and also some people were saying that like the backstory of that has they're trying to change that a little.
Because I didn't get any of that information. That's nice. I like what you're telling me. If that's true.
I have to double check on that, but
Yeah, because I didn't. I was looking around, but no one mentioned that to me. You're the first one, so
I heard it
if
from
it's like
someone
that,
else,
that'd
and
be
then
really good.
I looked it up a little. I was like, okay, it seems to be
I like
legit.
that. I like that because like thinking back on the original four, the story wasn't that good. It had too much comedic moments. I think this reimagine will be more darker, more serious.
I think it will. Oh man, it's gonna get
Yes.
serious. The
Yeah,
whole
which
Los
I like
Ganados and
that.
everything.
I like that. Change it up because it will be more, refreshing, not like the same stuff again. Because I'm sure you play this game many times. I played like twice.
I
So
played at
you
least 4 to 6 times.
wow. Okay, so yeah, so this will be, not the same stuff, so you won't be bored.
Yeah, I got the Infinite Rock Launcher in the original game. I got the Chicago Typewriter. I got the Los Ganados, the electric weapon. I think that was exclusive on the
Uh,
Wii.
oh,
It
okay.
basically kills the parasite without you
One
damaging the
hit.
body.
Oh, okay.
So it's really good
Yeah.
against those regenerators. Oh man, the
And
regenerators.
yeah, they're gonna be very,
They're gonna be
very scary.
horrifying in
Uh-huh.
the remake.
It was really scary when I played the original anyway.
Oh, the
I
music
read
definitely added to the tension. It's just really
uh
suspenseful.
I don't remember the music, but I'm looking forward to playing as Ada again. Hopefully they do that again.
Oh, they should
That
do our Ada. Is it Separate Ways? Separate Ways campaign?
I don't remember, but it's just the same thing with her and different turning points. And I like how they redid Ashley. It's like a different,
Yeah, she looks good.
look. Yeah. So
And
I
Leon
wonder
looks
if they're
about
gonna
the
bring
same
back
as
the armor.
Resident Evil 4. He's got his
I
little
I wonder if
like
they're gonna bring back
brown
the
leather
armor.
jacket.
Okay. I like the light jacket. I think in this in reimagining, Leon looks way younger than the one in four.
4 makes it seem, yeah. I think 4 is looks like 30 years old.
He looks very old in four.
It's at least 8 to 10 years after the events of 2.
Uh, But he was a young rookie in
Yeah,
two.
he was like 18 or 20. So yeah, that would line up why he looks older.
Yeah, so for the reimagine, he looked like a young boy again. So maybe
I'm
not
okay
much
with
time
that.
passed. Yeah, I'm fine with that too.
I,
So like, is that the only game from Sony that really impresses you that night?
let's see. No, Street Fighter 6. I was like, okay, this looks pretty
Really?
cool. I'm probably not going to play much of it because fighting games are hard for me to get into because it's a
Okay.
sharp learning curve.
I didn't really pay much attention to fighting games. I brushed it over. I thought, oh, it's nice, cool, good for people that like fighting games.
Yeah. What else was there? Did they announce anything Final Fantasy? I can't remember.
Yeah, that was
Okay, that was
Sony.
their Final Fantasy anniversary thing a few days ago. I guess that was it for Sony. No, I'm missing something. There was something
You're missing.
else.
Of course, you're missing a lot.
Those, yeah, those two are the only ones that stuck out to me. Was there any other ones that stuck out to you?
Really? Really? It will be Calypso Protocol that stuck out to
Oh,
me because I wasn't expecting that
wait,
game. I
which
did
Dead
not know nothing
Space?
about that game.
Which Dead Space look-alike game is that? There's like 20 of them now.
Sony was the first one that it was the first time they announced it. First one was
Okay,
for
because I
Sony.
started getting confused in the
With the you get
Summer
confused with
Games
the
Fest because they
Microsoft one
announced like 5 other
a
ones
lot.
and they all look the
Uh-huh.
same.
But going back to Calypso, I did not know nothing about it. It was the first time checking out. But looking at that trailer, I was like, oh my god, this is a game that I didn't know I want. I
Yeah.
want it. I want to play it.
I'm
I never
drawing a
played Dead
blank.
Space.
I don't remember that
Well, it's,
game. I don't remember that trailer. That game just
uh,
complete. I just forgot about it.
it must be because it was so scary. You kind of blocked out your head. It was
No,
very good looking, very gory.
played Dead Space. All of them.
All of them.
Hmm.
Okay. Well, I never played Dead Space, so that's why I'm like looking at this game. Like, I like it. I'm really impressed. I want to check it out.
I think it's hard to me to remember because also the Dead Space remake is coming out, I believe, this fall.
Was it?
Yeah,
This game's also coming out this
I
December,
know. That's
so
why I'm
this
like, oh god, there's so many
will
of
be a
these
good
now. It's
both out.
it'll be
I'm not gonna buy
fine.
day one.
Uh, I don't care that much. I was interested in the Dead Space remake, but then there's like all these other Dead Space lookalikes. And I'm just like, no, I can't. I can't remember all these different ones. They look so similar. But
Okay.
yeah.
Anything else from? Oh, Stray. I want to play that.
Oh yeah,
Cat
Stray.
game.
That looks good.
That looks
That looks
very
fun.
fun. Uh-huh. I'm interested in the setting. I
That
wish the
looks
cat
like that looks like an
was.
adventure kind of puzzle stealth game. Because
Honest.
I saw a bunch of like rats or bugs or whatever. That's like trying to kill
Yeah.
the cat.
Uh-huh.
It looked
Usually
like
I don't
what is
play.
that game? A Plague's Tale? The rat
Oh,
game? Rat
you mean the
stealth
Plague
game?
of Innocence?
Yeah. Looked kind of like
I
that.
didn't. Does it? Okay. I didn't really fully play that. Finish it.
Well, the
Uh,
sequel's coming out whenever, so that
I need
looks
to get on it.
pretty neat. I never played the original, so.
Oh, okay.
Was there anything else from the Sony?
Nothing that I remember.
Okay. I think moving on then, I believe the next one was the Summer Game
Microsoft?
Fest.
Is that is that the Microsoft one, right?
Yeah, that's
Or was that something
Microsoft. No,
else?
that's the Jeff Keighley one. The one who he's the one that does the Game Awards.
So that's not combined with a Microsoft and Bethesda? That was a different
No, that
one
was a
too?
different one.
Oh, okay. I'm getting confused then. All right.
That
So
was
what
the
happened
one
to
they
that
were
one then?
showing the Last of Us 1 remake at the end.
Okay, okay. Well, I look at the comparison from the remaster for the PS4 and this one. They really did change it up. It looks very good.
Really? It
I
looks
will
the
not
same to
buy
me.
day one. I mean, it looks the same when you first look at the trailer without comparing it. But once you compare it, like side to side, you'll see it.
I don't
I'll still play it.
I don't care.
I will still play it
uh
because I like the story a lot. I don't mind replaying it with better graphics.
that
It will not be a
was
day one
it
purchase
was
for
one
me.
of those games where it's just The Last of Us specifically was I it was just a one and done game. Like the story was strong, but I was like, I don't need to replay this story because I like it's stuck out of my mind already. I was like, I don't need to like I just need to
Uh,
experience this once in my life, and I'm good.
Okay, that's fair. All right. Anything else from that one?
Oh,
Anything
that
stick
one
out?
was I remember when you were watching it. You were watching on the toilet. Great. And
Yeah, it was.
you were not
That's
happy
pretty.
with that one. You were saying
Uh,
you weren't very
me.
interested.
No, because Sony did a way better job. They brought better games, better reviews. More thing that's interesting and more shocking. Like when they reveal Last of Us remake, with part one, I wasn't that amazed because I already played the original story. Like you, I wasn't that interested in like trying it again.
Yeah.
It's still pretty fresh in my mind. It's nice to have in the future, but it's not. It won't be a day one purchase.
Oh wait, I think going back to the Sony one, I think they announced. Or is it the Microsoft one? One of them announced the Spider-Man coming to PC.
Oh, well, I
Sony
mean,
one.
you. I think that would be Sony. Sony trying to expand PC market. Again, you
Yeah.
played it. I didn't play it, so
I
I'll
played it.
will
I
get it.
platinumed it. I completed 100%.
Okay, so you're gonna get it again for PC and do the same bullshit again?
No, because it was bullshit.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm gonna get it because I
God, it
have a
was
copy of
bullshit.
it.
I hated the open world collectathon bullshit. That was so boring.
Well, I'm gonna get the game because I don't have a copy. I gave it away, and I never played it, so it will be an opportune time for me to grab it again.
Yeah,
Hopefully complete. I could
I
get
play it
that
with
and the
the
second
Miles
game.
Morales DLC.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
so like that wasn't impressive. Yeah,
yeah,
I
the
wasn't that
Summer Game
impressed.
Fest was not great.
Okay, so if you can't think of anything, I can't think of anything. Let's
I
move on.
can't think of anything from that one. That one I wasn't very excited about. But I think either the is it the Day of the Devs was next, or is it the Game Pass? Not Pass, the Game Pass conference, right? The Game Pass conference, featuring Microsoft and Bethesda. That one was better than the Summer Game Fest, but it
I think
wasn't
so.
fantastic. I think
I
it's
still think
cool that
Sony
all
did the
those games
best.
are coming out on Game Pass. Oh, that's because it had some big reveals, like Starfield and the Persona games coming to Game Pass and PC in general.
But that was exciting because I want to play Persona 3 again.
I
And
don't.
they're gonna give out the better one. I mean the one
They're porting over
PSP.
the PSP version, which is the worst version actually.
S- But you could play as a girl.
You could
It
play as
doesn't
the
have
girl,
the.
but they don't include any of the DLCs they made for the original
Oh,
one.
I mean Persona Fest. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It was
Okay.
an epilogue to
Oh,
Persona 3.
okay.
They don't
I didn't know
include
that.
that in the PSP version. It's incomplete basically. Story. Which is why I was like, "Oh, the PSP version is like that's so weird. Why would you do that one?"
I wanted them to like combine the two, like have Fest and you could play as a girl.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they're too lazy to like
I usually like
make
playing
that.
females in RPG and stuff, but the male's better in the Persona 3. It's canon too. So he's a
Yeah,
male
of
dude.
course. I know. I know. Let's see. Well, I like the Starfield trailer. They finally show something. I tell you one thing. I looking at the trailer alone, I feel like I'll enjoy Starfield more.
That's funny because I thought the Starfield trailer was terrible. It was so
Really?
standard Bethesda RPG that I was like, "Oh, they're overpromising again."
I know they. I'm sure they're overpromising, but I thought the shooting was pretty tight. It looks good.
Oh, the shooting looks terrible. I was like, "Oh man,
Really?
this is janky." It's like
Really?
this is barely better than Fallout 4. Fallout
Okay, I didn't play
4's
4
gunplay wasn't that great either.
I didn't play 4 but as someone that doesn't really play a lot of Bethesda game, I thought the trailer was fine. I mean, it sold me. I won't get day one, obviously, but there was something I'll
I'll
be
be more
playing.
interested in the mods. The
Of
mod
course,
support is
mods
what I
always
care
helps.
about for those games.
Okay, and I also like how they announced Necromancer. So watching that in Diablo 4, it looks fun. It looks really good.
But yeah, actually going back to Starfield, I got a bone to pick with that.
Okay, what's the bone?
Like, why would you promise is like, oh, there's over like thousands of worlds, and it's like you could go to each one. It's like that's so
Oh.
boring. That's a No Man's Sky thing. Where it's like I don't want
Yeah,
to
yeah,
just
yeah.
go.
It reminded me of No Man's Sky when they said that. I was like, wait, they're doing the same shit in No Man's
I was like,
Sky.
why are you
Why would
doing
they say
this?
that?
People did
Why would they
not
say
enjoy
that?
that.
No, because it reminded of No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky bombed a lot in the beginning. Yeah, because it was so bland, boring. All these worlds are just, boring. There's nothing there. So it could be 1,000 boring ass
It's
worlds.
probably going to be boring ass planets. A
I know
bunch
they're
of them
not
are
gonna
boring
take the
ass
time to
planets.
develop 1,000 worlds. That's just way
No,
too
that's
much money and effort.
impossible. Even with how
Uh,
many people they have in their studio.
all right, so yeah, they kind of like I don't know why they did that,
Yeah,
but
it's
yeah.
oh man, God. It just reminded me they're gonna re-release Starfield on every single fucking platform, just like Skyrim, probably.
Think that's how they get money.
Ever, ever. I will.
That's how they get money. I just don't want them to release it again for future generation. It should be done. That's it. Don't release it for the PS6, Xbox, whatever the fuck they can call it next.
Xbox Bone
Xbox 2,
Bone
Xbox
Boner
2.
Xbox 2 Xbox Beta Zeta Boners Theta whatever. I don't know. It's
All right. Anything else from that one? Or was
uh,
that was it for me. Those are the only two games
you
that
were
stood
saying
out.
about Diablo 4, the Necromancer and stuff. If it comes out in Game Pass, that'd be cool because I'm not fucking paying for a full Blizzard product ever again. So
Mhm. Yeah. Or maybe you guys
um
start grinding again and get that in-game currency to
yeah, I'd
buy it.
have to play their damn games and subscribe to World of Warcraft again, which I'm not gonna do. I purposely screwed over all my characters by selling converting all the gold I had in World of Warcraft over like
Oh, to
10
make sure
years.
you can never ever go back then.
It was basically
Uh,
like a launch the nukes kind of thing where it's like that's
uh,
it, I'm done. It's like
I mean that's
I'm not gonna play this again.
good for you, man. That's take courage. 10 years of all that shit, all that time effort you put into that game, and you just wiped it clean, basically. All right,
Yeah,
good on you for taking that stance.
yeah. God
Oh,
damn
oh
them.
yeah, they also announced Overwatch 2. How you
Yeah,
feel about
that's
that?
going to be free to play.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. If it's free to play, I check it out, I guess. I wasn't gonna buy it, but it's free to play, I'll check it out.
The multiplayer will be free to play. The single player you probably have to buy.
Single player? Have single player?
They
What the
were
hell is a
going to
single
have a
player?
single player scenarios and story, I guess.
Oh, really interesting. Was this single player in Overwatch 1?
They were trying to lean into it. Like there were events that you did like cooperatively with people instead
I
of
see.
competitively, like
I
horde
feel
modes
like
and stuff.
I feel like Overwatch pulled a division thing. They didn't have to make a two. They could just expand one. People
Yeah, this
still
is
buy a
people are.
copy.
I agree with people, but it's commonly referred to as Overwatch 1.5, not Overwatch 2.
I mean,
It
they didn't really have to
it's amazing
reset.
how much they screwed over their original games community and everything because they just stopped development and stopped everything just to work on the second game.
But it's dumb because it's the same fucking game.
Yeah,
It's just a different number.
yeah.
They could just put expansion to it or add to it. Like all these other characters could be, cheap DLC. So people can still buy the copy, buy these characters, and they still make money. But they release a completely different game. So all the old game will be gone. No one's gonna go there no
Yeah,
more
no
and
one's gonna
play it.
play the original one. I
It's gonna
mean,
be dead. So you lost a lot of money there. And now it's free to play. Then how do they make money? All these extra microtransactions will piss
microtransactions,
everyone
they
off.
still got loot boxes and stuff.
Oh, it's gonna be terrible.
Yeah, it was already
It's like
terrible in the first game. It was very predatory. And people could say it's color cosmetic. It's like, you know what? I want to fucking earn cosmetics in the game. I don't have to fucking whip out of my wallet and then it's like, here,
yeah,
I want to get
you
this
already
cool
buy the
skin by
game.
earning it.
Yeah, you already bought the game once. Well, why you keep spending more money on these dumb shit?
No,
Everything should be free.
I just hate that argument. Like, well, it's like, well, what other cool looking skins can I get then? Like earning just pass like by playing the damn game. Like that's not an argument at all. Like for people saying that is just like these are optional, whatever. It's like, no. They're already cutting off whatever cosmetics and then they're charging you for it and charging you a
Yeah,
lot for it. It's not
yeah,
cheap either.
yeah.
It's
I still
predatory as hell
remember.
and it's wrong.
Yeah. So just an example I want to give. I still remember when I first played the very first Tales game for me, which is Tales of Oh fuck! I forgot the name of it. It's in the PS3. What's that game? You remember the
Tales of
title?
Zillia?
Yeah, Tales of. Is it Cilia?
Yeah.
Yes, yes. It's Tales of Cilia. They have all these different like cosmetic like which is already in the game, which you could earn by
Mm-hmm.
finding them or picking them up, and you could just equip it all over you. I played the latest Tale, Tales of Arise. It has so limited those options of hats and clothing for your characters, and but they are selling it as a
Of
DLC
course
to
they
buy
are.
more. I was so angry. Oh, and also the same thing with Persona. Persona 3 and 3. So many different equipments cosmetics. Then look at Persona 5. You have to buy them all. A lot of them in the DLC.
Yeah,
That big jump in generation of games.
yeah,
Like, wow, crazy. I will not
sucks.
partake in any of these DLCs. I don't care how much titties you're gonna give me. I'm not gonna buy it.
I think they need to give you more titties then. That's like, so you do have a number. You do have a price. However
What's
many
the
titties
price?
you.
All right, moving on. Any other games that stood out or you want to talk about? Nah.
Let's see. Soft. Feels like it was some Microsoft thing that stuck out to me, but I can't remember it now. Oh no, that's not a game. I was thinking. I remember the Summer Game Fest thing where it's just like had The Rock just promoting his damn movie and product
Movie.
energy drink.
Movie looks so boring and bad.
Black Adam, yeah, it was, it's
Uh,
whatever.
why a minor character? Of all the characters, pick that one. He's not even a superhero. He's more like an
He's
anti.
a superhero. Well,
Is he?
he's an
I thought he's a villain.
anti-hero. He's an
Oh,
anti-hero.
okay.
Anyway, yeah, that was a weird segment. Nothing else I could think of for Microsoft. They announced the bajillion goddamn Dead Space look-like games in that one.
Okay. All right. The
Oh,
next
that
will
was
be
that might have been Summer Game Fest. I don't know.
so the next one will be Square Enix.
No, the
This
next
one's
one for
exciting.
me was
No, it's not.
oh
I
yeah,
thought it
I
was
guess
Square
the Day
Enix.
of the
It is
Devs.
Square
Okay,
Enix.
there's two more conferences. Okay.
Two
The
more?
one with them was Day of the Devs, which is specifically just for indie games.
I didn't
And
watch that one. Anything you
and I
want to
was
talk about?
watching with some people.
Uh,
It was really cool just seeing
was it?
these different indie games, and it's just like I don't know, they're just doing different things. It's it's colorful. It's I don't know, it got more out of me than these bland AAA conferences that just I don't
uh,
know, I just wasn't that interested in.
Anyone you gonna check out? Any games?
Yes, there's a game called Roots of Pacha, which looks
So Pacha.
fantastic. It's like a
Okay.
Stardew Valley kind of game where you're farming, you're collecting things, but you're also
Okay.
managing a tribe, and you're doing
Oh,
requests for them, and you're growing your tribe.
okay.
And then there's also some Japanese games. There's a long title one, but you're basically in control of like a fox spirit or something, a fox girl, and then you're being attacked constantly by Japanese spirits and demons.
Okay.
But it's like a kind of like an action puzzle game. But that game's not gonna
Okay.
come out for like 3 or 4 years, so it
Wow. I mean, it's any
looked
team.
neat.
It take
It
a
looked
while.
neat, yeah. It
Okay.
looked way better than the typical indie game where it's just 2D pixel art, whatever. This was
Okay.
actually not. Yeah,
Okay.
that was a really cool indie showcase. Then there was the PC gaming show. I believe that was after Microsoft.
They have their own thing too. I thought it was combined with the Microsoft.
No, that was separate.
Okay, so what's this PC one about? I watched that. I don't remember.
You probably didn't. It was showcasing. It was a lot of games. I can't remember. My brain turned to
Anything you
mush.
want to mention from it then?
No, because I can't remember anything from it. It was cram packed full of stuff that I can't even remember any of it. It just all clumped together. Like nothing really
Anything?
stood out to me that much. And yeah, that was it. And then it was it the Square Enix one thing? You there? I think he's muted. Okay, we're back. My internet went down. That was weird. I think Verizon's targeting me for it talking all these conferences, but whatever. Okay, the next one is Square Enix.
I like how they did it. I love how they did it. They hire someone to do this. They build up. They build this shit up. They know what they were doing. First they were like, okay, here's a collab of all these games put in a cell phone, which looks good. I like it. I don't mind. I wouldn't mind buying and playing it. Not on my phone though, like for PC port or something. And then and then it became okay. Here's a remake of Crisis Core. I was like, whoa!
I
I didn't
wasn't
see. I didn't.
expecting that.
I was like, whoa, this is
I guess I
great.
should have.
I was like, this is great. I never played it. I mean, I emulated it, and I thought it was okay. But now I gotta have like a better looking one, maybe a run better, a look better. They're gonna change like some of the mechanics a bit. So, hey, a way better way
I
to
still
play
got
it. I
that
was like,
roulette system, that slot machine thing.
so another way for you to get the full story. Okay, building it, building it. Boom, the last one. Okay, let's see what happened next in that remake series of Seven. I was like, oh, this is nice, nice trailer. I like how where it's going. It
Oh,
looks
you
good.
skipped
Sounds
over
good.
one big
I
game.
did. What's over?
Starts with, well, ends with 16.
Oh, they went 016?
Yeah, they had 16.
Did they? You sure?
Yeah, I am
Oh,
very
I
sure.
completely missed that one, huh? How
Well, you could talk
my
talk about
bad.
the 7 remake stuff, and then we'll go over 16. Yeah, you were
Okay.
talking about it went into the 7 remake
Okay.
sequel.
So yeah, just I like the naming. I like how where they're going. It sounds almost like Evangelion, like the naming. So
That's what he was like. I was starting to feel some kind of Evangelion vibes.
yeah, I enjoy that. So it's gonna do something similar, change it up a little bit, just enough, so old fans could enjoy the graphics update and maybe some of the new stuff. Then new fans could be like, oh my god, my first
You know
entry,
what the
I love
funny
it.
thing is? That's actually true because I think the director or something like the team said, like, oh, if you never played any of the previous Final Fantasy VII remake, you could play the middle chapter, like just fine. You'll understand everything. Like every time I've heard that in the past, it never works
Oh
because it's
well,
like you're trying to catch up with like usually I don't know why stories like RPG games like they always do this as like kind of like a positive thing to do that. And I was like, you're jumping into the middle chapter of a story. And it's like I don't expect you to understand what's happening. I don't know. It's
I don't know either, but I'm still gonna check it out. Not gonna be day one for me though. I feel like I'd rather wait
oh
for
I
all
waited.
three games
Yeah.
and buy it as a whole bundle. So I hate buying pieces for games because I want that collector edition of
Unless your
all three
sister buys
games.
the second game for you for your birthday.
Yeah.
And then you get
I don't think she will. I don't think she will. That was just a one-time thing. But anyway, I will not buy it physically
Hmm.
at the moment. I will get it as a collection,
I would
and
not
then
have played 7 remake
if it weren't for
until
Epic,
all of them would come out, but then I would have been an old man by then.
it's okay. It can wait because you already got the story. We both play and
I
beat the
know the
original, so
story.
we
They're
we
gonna
know the story.
probably they're gonna do that spirit bullshit, whatever. This is like that Kingdom Hearts
So we
shit.
know the story overall. It's just this tiny little thing. So the last game has to be the biggest change. Biggest change. I can just sense it. I can sense it. If you're going towards the Evangelion route, the last
No, I
game will
could
be
see
the
the
biggest
second
thing.
one having even more change than the first.
Right?
They're on a separate path now.
Then,
Like if you remember,
oh,
spoilers
okay.
for this game if you haven't played it, but uh actually I shouldn't say it. It's just things diverged is what I'll say. You remember. Things have changed
Okay.
if you remember.
I remember. Is it in the ancient temple? Like the end of this one? Talking about that? That one?
No, oh, no, I was talking about the remake. Like what happened with the story. Like how it's
Oh,
changing from the original story.
okay. So it relates to Crisis Core. Talking about that?
That's kind of what I'm going with. It's like
Okay,
with
alright,
Zack and
alright.
everything.
Okay.
because things have changed with that. Like if you haven't played, well, you haven't played. Well, no, you would have an idea of what happens to him from through 7.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay. Well, if it has a massive change, then more reasons for me to play it as early as I can.
that's what I'm curious about. Like, how much are they changing with the Crisis Core remake? Is it gonna be remaster? Are they gonna change the story
I,
to fit the remake, 7 remake, or
oh, it's possible. It's possible because it's called Reunion, but they didn't mention it.
it
We'll
looks
see. We
one
just
to
gotta play it
one
to know.
from what I remembered from Crisis Core when I played it years ago. I was like, oh, I remember
Okay.
that. Like, oh yeah, I remember Angeal, the the mentor of Zack, that also has the Buster Sword originally.
Yeah. Everyone passing down the Buster Sword.
Buster Sword is a cursed weapon. That's
Maybe. Maybe. Oh, anyway, so that was a great way to end that that event. But like you said, I glossed off over Final Fantasy 16. So as I was playing Final Fantasy 12, I'm getting more and more worried about 16.
oh yeah, what is that?
Huh? Because 16 has warring faction, warring countries,
Okay.
many different names of country, many different of characters involved, right? So I feel like story wise, it might get real confusing for people to really enjoy it. They may not relate to anything, and
Maybe. I got some vibes of 15 in it. Like like
15,
the world building
like world
aspect of it.
building. Okay. And like these big summons, I mean, I like it. It looks cool and shit. I mean, the action looks fun, but I don't think a lot of people will be enjoying it if it doesn't have like, I don't know what to say. Like,
So there's a lot of things I'm not too sure of. We definitely need more details on, but basically I'm not sure if we're actually going to have a party full of people or is it
oh,
just going to be
they
yourself and that's it?
they did release more information. I guess you didn't check it out yet.
No, I didn't.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you that. You will have a party. You will have other people coming in and out,
Okay,
like
good.
12. These guests, we will have
Okay.
that. Okay? It'll be linear as hell. It's gonna be like 13.
Yeah,
Linear.
they said it would be not open world, but then I started getting visions of, oh, this is feeling like Final Fantasy 13, yeah.
Okay? So it's gonna be like that. The action is just gonna be action. It's gonna be Kingdom Heart action in it, basically.
Oh, that's a
Right
negative.
there. I mean, I don't mind it. I like that. I mean, turn-based can only get you so far. I get really bored of
Oh
turn-based,
no,
and it
I don't
gets
want
really
them to go
grindy.
back to turn based. I think their direction of since 15 has been a positive one.
Yeah, because like as I get more involved, I have to, I won't be as bored. So, but it's gonna be better than 15's action because like there's combos. I hold down one button to attack the whole fucking time. That was 15. That was kind of boring too. Like just
I
hold
hope it's
down.
as
That's
good or better than 7 remakes combat.
oh yeah, think about that. I don't know if it's gonna be like encounters like that or it's just gonna be walk up, fight that. Because I know that there's transitions of fights. It even have like fighting that's similar to like a fighting game, like one versus one, a health bar. You know,
Yeah.
really cinematic. Maybe like Snake, um, Metal Gear 4. You know the last fight.
Uh-huh.
You know that boss fight was
Yeah.
Snake versus Liquid. That
Okay.
epic fight. Maybe something like that. I will enjoy that. I love that.
That feels like what it is for the those big summon battles, like when you're fighting
Mhm.
against another summon. Looks
So
like.
I don't mind that change up. I just worry about the story overall. If it's like,
Think
if
it'll
it
be
won't,
unwieldy.
I don't know. Because like 12 story was so boring. I did not relate to nobody.
Did you drop
Like,
the game yet?
I didn't drop it yet. I'm still
Okay.
playing it. I got to the point of the crystal activating, destroying one fleet.
Okay.
I got to that part.
You're not
So
too
I'm
far
like,
in.
I was like, I was like, it kind of remind me too of 9. Like, oh, princess kidnapped me. I want to come along. You know what I'm saying?
Kind of.
It had that,
I
had that
think
too.
Ash is more combat capable than Garnet.
But these characters are no fun because at least in Final Fantasy 9, they're cute, they're fun. I
They're
love them.
cute.
I
They
love the
joke
character
around.
development.
They, you know,
It's not too serious.
yeah.
And 12, I think it's way too serious that it gets very boring because I cannot get into these characters. Like I don't know, man. I'm
I
still
hear
not
you.
feeling it. At least I like there's a fast forward button because I put it back to normal. Holy shit, they're so slow. They attack slow. They
Never
walk
played on
around so
normal.
slow. Have
I,
you
li-
played the original or you played
I
Zodiac?
played the
That's
Zodiac Age 1 version of
okay.
the
So that
PC
was
version.
your intro to it. Okay.
Yeah, I heard good things about it, and then I was like, oh, this is a shit Final Fantasy game.
Well, I still like how smart the computer could be. Like you put all these options down, like oh, do this if this happened, do this if this happened. This those scenario. I like that. I like that. It's better than Kingdom Heart, the
I
original.
think the combat is so painfully boring. I was like, they're
I
going for a
mean,
single player MMORPG, but I'm like, as someone who plays a lot of MMORPGs over the years, even this bored me. And even
well,
I already know that MMORPG combat is not the best, not the most exciting thing, but this somehow managed to make it even make me bored.
I think this acceleration thing is more for you to get through the story
Yeah.
because the combat is not great. I think that's why they put it there because it's very boring, very boring. I mean, I haven't played it turning off the gambit system, so I don't know how that goes. Like,
Remind me, what was the gambit system again? Been a while since I
well,
played it.
the gambit system is like the computer. You give the computer
Oh, is it like the
many different
tactics?
tasks. Like
Like if
do
the
this if this
HP
happened,
reduces
do this if
over
this.
below
Uh huh.
70%, then heal them or use cure or
Yeah.
something.
So yeah. Uh huh. So that's the gambit
Uh,
system.
yeah,
So
you
I never
really have
played it.
to use the gambit system a lot in that game. I remember.
Yeah, I haven't played without using the gambit system, so I don't know
That is
how
a
it's
bad
supposed to
idea if
play
you do.
originally.
The AI really needs the gambit system to function decently.
Okay. I'll tell you one thing, like the game is very hard. It's
Yeah,
very
I've
hard.
died a bunch. And also you can't save every 30 minutes. Like you only save 30 minutes chunks.
Yeah, you could it's like classic Final Fantasy game. You save at the save point. There's no auto save.
Yeah, I think that's stupid.
But
You're
there
artificially
is
creating more difficulty based on how much you're limiting people to save. It's like, well, that's not the difficulty of the fights then. It's like if you get sent back 30 minutes before, it's because your bullshit save system.
I don't know. This was the original game back in PS2. It's like that. Um in this remake, at least for PS4 when I played the version, it does if you cross certain areas, it does autosave. And then there's a manual save. Because that autosave saved my butt one time because I did die and I was like, oh shit, I lost a lot of progress.
Yeah.
Man, I looked at this file. I was like, wait, this file has been saved much later than this file. I clicked on it. I was like,
Okay.
oh, okay. So it does have certain areas that's autosave for
Mm-hmm.
you for that point. Other than that, there's that crystal manual save of classic Final Fantasy.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know, I'm not really into it. I like the art style, but I wonder sometimes, like, is it the way they were going for, or was it everything just blurry? It was so
Uh,
blurry. Like,
hmm. I
face
don't
was
know.
blurry. I don't know, but yeah, it's like I don't know. Not my favorite Final Fantasy, that's for sure. I like 9 better than 12, and I didn't like 9 that much.
Nine is nine is wonderful. It's underrated,
Yeah.
underplayed. People should play it. They need to make a remake of 6 and 9. Uh,
Well, if you have a choice of of 12, 9, 13, I'd definitely say 9 because I think the characters in 9 is better than 13.
yeah, I do too.
Oh, another thing about 12 I want to complain about. Music. Unremarkable. Don't remember shit. Nothing stood out. It was so boring.
There's no
Music
battle
does
theme I'm
not
interested
impress.
in and everything. Usually Final Fantasy battle themes are like, okay, yeah, I'm jamming to this. This is good. But I don't remember anything about 12's music.
Yeah, like Final Fantasy music, there's always some theme, some song that really good that you remember the game for. Like even 15. 15 got some good bangers. I remember them. It was so good.
Oh yeah,
12 there's
I can
nothing.
name
There's
it.
nothing in
I
12.
can name it right now. Like Paris theme from 6, 7. Ugh.
Oh,
Battle
there's
theme.
nothing in 12 that I remember. So like so far the game is really bad
8, the man with the
for a
machine
Final
gun.
Fantasy game.
The landing.
That's from Final Fantasy 8. That's not
I know.
13.
I'm sounding off all the songs I remember from each Final Fantasy game,
Oh,
like
okay,
since
okay.
6. And then 9 was Flamenco, whatever.
I don't know. I don't remember 9 song.
And
The
then the
only
battle
song
theme,
is
and then the overall theme for 9 was great too. 10, the battle theme was great. And then the Iturino, I don't remember. The Yuna song,
such a
the
good song.
female
Such a good
vocal one.
song. So good. So good song.
But yeah, 12 is
Yeah,
nothing. It's just dead air.
because
Pretty
I
much.
know that 10 and 10 that was the last music that the music that music guy. What I don't know what's his title. Uh, he stopped at 10. He like stopped making music for Final Fantasy series, and a
Okay.
new like music person came and started working on it.
Mm.
Maybe that's one of the reasons why 12 music wasn't not that impressive, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. That game did have problems through development. So.
Well, it's not as much as 10 or Kingdom Heart, and Kingdom Heart still got better music. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't played the third one, so I can't really say. But I play 15. I know 15 got better music. I actually like the fucking characters. I love the four bros. They were fun. I love them. They're great. Even the overarching story overall, May Bomb, I love their companionship and what they have together. I love
I
that.
wanted more party members.
You did. You had that girl, the little dragoon.
Yeah, but she never
Random ass
joined you
dragoon.
permanently. She's like, "Oh, to help you on this one mission." I was like, "Okay, I'm leaving."
I don't know.
Like
But
it's
I like her
temporary.
too. I thought she was fun.
Aranea, she should have stayed. Aranea Highwind should have stayed. Yeah. God. Yeah. I
So
wish there was more party members.
but that was a big tangent. Let's go back to 16. So 16 I'm
You're the
kind of
one that
worried.
went off the 12 hate train, so.
Well, I don't despise 12. I just think 12 was least.
You're right. I'm the one that doesn't like.
I think 12 was like not is not my favorite for sure.
You
Like
know
I would
what's?
think I
It's
definitely would not
stupid
play it again.
because I vividly remember in 12 now. I put it on 8 times speed. It was like, right, I have to grind. I have to get some levels and stuff, whatever, or skill points. I don't remember AP, whatever. And then I do that, and it's like, oh yeah, there's a
Die.
mana problem in that game where if you spam too many spells and everything, you're out of mana, and the mana regen is absolutely terrible in that game. It's gonna
At
take
least it's
so
a
long to
region.
replenish the regen.
Well, at
Like
least it's a region. But some game doesn't even have region.
it's like 1 per second, I think.
But you actually waited for it to regen to grind more.
No,
You
I
should
actually
you should
had
ran
put
back to
on
the
fast
crystal.
forward, and then I had to auto attack. That game is focused way too much on auto attacks. Also, I'm
You could
just
turn that off though, right? I'm sure you could turn that off with the gambit system.
maybe, but then they're not doing anything.
Exactly. So you have to manually input the moves.
You can't do the moves if you don't have the mana.
You can attack.
Yeah, auto
I think you.
attacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, auto attacks are boring. You're just watching them auto attack for like 20 different times in a battle. It's not exciting.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I enjoy the auto. I enjoy that because I just went from playing Final Fantasy X and I hated it. I
This,
hated grinding.
how
I
the
got
hell do
sick
we
of it.
go back to talking about 12 again?
I was
Anyway,
trying to
yeah.
move on to 16. Let's
Okay,
go back
yeah,
to
yeah, yeah. Go
16.
back
All
to
right,
16. Go back to
Let's go back to
16.
16. So I'm just worried for the story of 16 because I don't know it will be good. Because I just finished 12 and 16 want to go to that medieval country fighting country kind of thing, and I don't know, I'm not feeling it. I
We'll
love
see.
the battle system because that Devil May Cry fast
They
attack
do have
also
someone from the Devil May Cry team on the for the combat.
which is awesome. Oh, also another thing that you don't know, the rating will be rated M
I
for
know.
sure.
Yeah,
The first
I
time
know
I was
that.
like, what the fuck? I love that. Give me more blood. Give me nudity. Give me sex.
So is
I
it
love
just going to
those.
be teen angst, but rated M now.
What I was saw in the explanation that the main character Clive will be going from uh, early age to teenager to like older adult, like teens, 20s, and 30s. So you see his like time lifespan for that age.
Okay,
So maybe he go through
that's
all the
nice.
other
Not
stuff.
just like a
Yeah, so
period of
that's
like 1 year or something.
no, so it'd be like maybe a time jump and stuff. So
Okay.
it'd be different because I never play a Final Fantasy game that did that. So or any
Uh,
RPG that did that for me. You play something?
not really. Not like that kind of time
So
skips.
so that'd be maybe talking about 15 time skip.
Uh, that was like a
That was
year or two. Well, that was like a year or
oh that
two.
was a year. That was like he was everybody had bears and shit. They were old fucking people.
Yeah, so
And
it was like a
but
week later, right?
they didn't explain anything for 15. But at least I think for 16 they were at least some
I
story
think it'll
progression.
be
You learn more.
the transition for it will be better.
Okay. So yeah, rated M. Love that. I'm excited to see what kind of
Great. I can't to
stories it
see
would tell.
bloody teen angst now.
Yeah, blood, gore, sex,
Great. I
limbs
can't wait
chopping
to
off.
hear teenagers talk about blood.
Yeah, all that good stuff. So hopefully they would do something. They post something strong for
I
character
have
development.
I have a benefit of the doubt for that game right now because of
Director.
Yoshida,
Okay.
because he's done a marvelous job with 14 story.
All right. All right. Okay. So I'm hoping it'll be good. This will not be a day one for me. I'll still.
I don't think it's possible for me to do a day one since it won't come to PC probably for a while. Probably come to PS5 first, Xbox. Well, that might be on Game Pass then. Yeah, I have faith in the story right now. Like, I think there's a lot of goodwill for Naoko Yoshida. All right, we lost internet again. Except it was Kuma's end this time.
So about 16. Okay. Yes, I have my what do you call it? Reservations
Yeah.
about the game,
Uh huh.
but I'm also excited too for what all these new things will be. So not day one purchase for me again, but I was still gonna play it when I get the time to.
It's gonna be an action packed. It's gonna be a packed year for Final Fantasy next year.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
16 and the part two of the remakes trilogy.
And for all the folks that didn't play the original remake for part one, it's gonna be on Steam Deck too. Handheld. How cool is that?
Yeah. Hopefully the PC port is okay.
Yeah.
I feel like there's one other thing before I move on to the Nintendo Direct. Was it Dragon's Dogma 2?
Oh yes, yes. It wasn't really announced. Maybe
Maybe
Capcom's own
the
little
no,
thing.
okay. They were kind of teasing it at the Capcom thing. I saw briefly. Their segment's
Really?
like, "Hey, this is Dragma." It was funny because it was like, "Here's the Dragon's Dogma team." Is like, hey, we'd like to thank you for the 10-year anniversary, and we're gonna set up a live stream later in a week or so. So see you then.
Okay.
And that was it. That's
Okay. So let me give you my backstory of Dragon's Dogma. I didn't play any Soulsborne games yet at that time. I got my first PS3.
Wait, when
Those are the
did
games to play.
Dragon's Dogma come out?
I play everything late. I got everything late. Just
Okay,
keep
so it
that in
doesn't
mind.
matter for you. Got it.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter for me. But I got everything late, so I didn't play
So you
any
played Dragon's
Soulsborne games
Dogma
yet.
before any Souls
Uh
game,
huh.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. So and I haven't played any other RPG that's like this, where you could change up anything, action based. Because my games were Final Fantasy turn based,
Hmm.
pretty boring, and you kind of got stuck in one class, nothing going on. So when I played it, I was like, oh, this is tough. This is hard. Oh, you could climb this? I could change class? wow, oh my god, look at this world, so huge, so big. I could go anywhere I want. I could go any path. I had a great time. This game is a hidden gem. If like
I think I played it
if
too
all
late
you,
by then. Like when
I
I
think you
got
played it
into it,
too
and
late.
then I already played Souls games and stuff.
Oh, so you already played Soulsborne game already.
Because
You
whenever it
had that.
came out on PC, it was like after the Souls games started coming on PC. So
I see. Yeah, so Soulsborne game is a better game because it has a better story, better setting. But if you compare Dragon's Dogma to any other RPG that's not Soulsborne, or setting wise at least, this is a very good game. Very good game.
well, it's hard to
And
say
you
because Dragon's Dogma had a lack of story, and Soulsborne games have a lack of story as well.
Soulsborne lack of story, the lore made up for it. It all connected.
That's
Dragon's
interesting
Dogma.
lore. But something that
uh,
I always have a problem with these Soulsborne games now is they don't have a story pretty much.
Okay. For Dragon's Dogma, there's like a underlining issue, underlying journey task to get your heart back from the dragon. Everything else from there, just nothing. There's nothing. All you do is explore the world, which is
Yeah,
fine.
I couldn't get into it.
Fight
I was
these
like,
creatures.
I need some hook to keep me
Some
going. Like,
hook. Okay. It was the action, fighting, and the character building. Not the character as in like the story wise, but building your
you
own
actually
character.
building the character, yeah.
Yeah, that was the fun part. Holy shit! I was fighting all this stuff. I was climbing on top of this Griffith, killed it, chop his like each head off. That was so cool. Like you never get that in any other game. I would fought an orc. I had to like bring it down, stab it in the eye. I was like, it was so cool. There's so many different ways to kill it depending on your class. You could climb it, you could shoot it, use magic. You also have minions that follow you around too, and you can summon other people's minions. So they like walking around fighting, saying shit just like Final Fantasy 15. So like that's 15 kind of remind me of that a bit. Like,
Yeah,
but the
maybe
line got really boring.
that reminded me too. Like when I was climbing up a ladder and I was trying to change a light bulb, and I was envisioning I was climbing up a monster's back. Is that the same thing?
Ladder. What? Well, anyway, it was a very good game. For its time and as a hidden gem if if you want some kind of experience. Story is nothing to talk about. Okay, I don't think that it was made for the story anyway.
Man, yeah.
But yeah, definitely. Like I'm sure. Dragon's Dogma 2 will learn its lesson. Maybe have a stronger story this time. But if they have keep everything else up to graphics,
Hmm.
I think it's gonna be really fun. And if it's multiplayer, like I could summon other people into my world to play, it'd be awesome. And this also was inspired by Berserk. You can have Berserk's outfit and Griffith's outfit. I said Griffith, didn't I?
So
For that
many
animal.
Berserk references. So many
Yeah.
Berserk inspirations. I can only handle so many. Yeah, I could never get into Dragon's Dogma for many reasons. One, the lack of story. Two, I don't. The combat did not hook me at all.
No.
Three, just exploring their world was not thing. It was it was a bad time because they ported over that game so late, like for PC. By then, there were other RPGs that just did things way better. And unfortunately, I played those games that just had better world building or better stories, anything like that, better combat. So it was too late. It was the wrong,
This opportunity
it
for
was
you.
the wrong time.
Maybe the second game will redeem it for you. We'll see.
Yeah, depends. I haven't seen any footage of it, so it depends how much
They just
they
started production.
add to
They
it.
just started.
Oh, they just started. Okay, so it'll
Huh?
be out in about 20 years from now.
I don't know. But whenever it's out, I'll check it out. Because I'm really fond of the game.
Uh,
I had a good time.
that's good. Actually, links it into the final conference because, oh my god, I saw this thing today, on, and it was for Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Because I'm going through the Xenoblade Chronicles 1 on the Switch. I just finished the main story a few days ago. Um, this seeing this conference and it was like just seeing all the new things they're adding to this game is completely overwhelming. Like they're adding so many systems to this game. It's I don't know how people are going to figure this out. There's like some when I was talking to people when I was streaming this, and some people just bounced off of first game and the second game because they have they're very complicated and they don't explain enough to you about like how to effectively use their combat system,
Uh,
like systems in the game, because there's a lot of hidden things that they don't tell you. You know, 'cause, like kind of like the Dark Souls thing, but except this is worse because you actually need to know this kind of stuff. But yeah, it seems like a
mechanics,
very
huh?
complicated game. I mean,
Okay.
for people that are willing to put the time investment into this game, I think they'll absolutely love it because the combat does look like it has a lot of depth to it. Like you have to, there's a lot of things you have to manage like in combat, and also I remember we were talking about because I wasn't sure if however many party members you can have while fighting monsters in the open world, you could have your whole party fight with you. It was absolutely
Uh,
true. You could
uh,
fight with like 6 party members on the field.
what? That sounds so cool.
It's really cool. You see them do all their attacks. You could switch to any
Oh
character
wait.
on the fly,
Oh wow, that's cool. So it's like 12, but better.
but better, yeah. Also, you could
Okay.
okay. There's a lot of systems. Speaking of that, it's you could change all your characters' class so that they could mix and match. They
Okay,
could
it's like
be
12.
whatever they want for the classes available in that game. You don't have to stick with the original class.
Uh,
Um, each time you switch, they can carry like depending on how much you level up those classes, they can carry over abilities. So they can mix and match abilities from other classes into and then have their own kind of move sets. So like if they leveled up a healer to a certain point, they might have a healer as a tank or a DPS. Like they might have healing spells and stuff. So there's a lot of things like that. You could also get like higher additional party members like from the story. It's like, hey, you want to tag along with me for fighting things? It's like, yeah, sure. You could have more than like the original party members. You could have like any more.
but
And they
more than
also have
6.
skill trees for those people, so you could level those people up too.
Wow. But more than
There's
6.
yeah, there's at least 10 to 20 different party members in
I could
total.
have 20 people on the field fighting with
Not
me.
on the field, but like to choose from. I mean, sorry.
Oh, okay, okay.
There's just a lot. And
Gotcha,
then
gotcha.
also you have some combat system now where you could link up 2 people, 2 party members, and they transform into one being. And it's
What?
like some super powered being that has their own move set.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how to
Interesting.
explain it, but it's just like they basically transform into like a more powerful version of each person. It's Ouroboros system it was called.
So it's like Dragon Ball Z fusion,
Yeah,
you know?
kind of like that. Yeah, that's pretty much
Okay,
it. Yeah,
okay.
people fusing and then
Okay.
they just Super Saiyans or whatever. I think in Dragon Ball there's just like multiple people like fusing together kind of thing too. But yeah, it's got that too. It's
Okay.
wild.
Interesting.
It's like you were talking about like how much you could do in the world, and then I finally realized like Xenoblade's been doing that all this time too. Like it truly is like we're talking about Final Fantasy 12 also. That's supposed to be a single player MMORPG kind of thing. Xenoblade is also that too. I just forgot the scope of these games. Like the amount of things you could do in this game by yourself is you rarely see that nowadays in games, I feel like. Like the amount of content you get in this series, like Xenoblade, is staggering. There's so
Okay.
much to do.
So it's not linear, it's open world.
It's open world, but the story will have you, go from where
So the story is interesting. Unlike 12, not that interesting.
I guess I'll talk about one story. Yeah, one story was I liked a lot.
No spoiler. I actually want to play it. I have it downstairs.
Okay. I think it was well done. And speaking of 2 briefly, I didn't like the story of 2. I thought that I kind of understood why the director of Xenoblade decided to change the direction, like the tone of it, because the tone of Xenoblade 1 is much darker than 2. 2 is a lot more
Uh,
lighthearted.
let's see. That suck.
1 is people are dying and everything is
Okay.
all about war. It's like
Oh,
war about
war
like
again?
yeah,
Countries fighting again? All right, but it's done better, right?
it's done better.
12. Okay.
You have a reason to actually hate the other side. Like you have feelings for it. It's like, oh, okay, I'm in. Screw this other side.
Okay. All right then. All right then.
But yeah, 3 looks fantastic. Like I can't wait to spend like 200 hours plus on it because I'm pretty sure that's what it's gonna take me to even scratch the surface.
So this will be a day one buy full price.
Oh, I'm buying it day one. Like each
All
game
right.
I've played, I've gotten my money's worth. I haven't been disappointed with.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it's. Yes, I am a Xenoblade fan. I didn't consider myself, but then when I looked up my Xenoblade 2 playtime, I had about 180 hours in it. And I was like, I don't remember investing that much time into it, but I must have, and I must have really enjoyed it. So, and I enjoyed 1 a lot. I mean, I'm playing through the epilogue DLC, which it's a great DLC because they specifically added a new area for that DLC for you to explore in. It's like 20 to 30 hours content in there. And it was included with the Switch versions. No additional charge for that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's coming out the end of July. So
Oh, soon.
yeah. I have to finish up Xenoblade 1. And I'm not going to rush through 2 because that's crazy. 2 is even longer than Xenoblade 1.
Oh, you're gonna replay too?
No, I'm not. If I
Oh,
had like another month or 2, no, I wouldn't. No, that's too little. If I had another 3 to 4 months, maybe. No, I played through 2 enough. I think. Like I don't remember much about it anymore, but like I said, I must have really enjoyed it to put that much time into it. I rarely do that for single player RPGs. Like usually, with a very small exception, like with Persona, I don't usually put over 100 hours in RPG. Yeah,
so much time.
I know. No, not as much time as I put in MMOs though. Look, I'm just
So
saying
much.
I trust Naoko Yoshida to give me a good story when I'm playing as a chef or in the chef storyline in Final Fantasy 14, and I'm invested as hell into it because I want to
Okay.
please the damn crown princess. I'm gonna make her
Yeah.
smile. Damn it.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. I look forward to 16.
Okay. I think that's all the conferences, and that's all we've been playing and or yeah, all we've been playing and everything. Unless there's anything else you want to talk about.
Mm, nope.
Okay, then that's a wrap. and we'll see you guys next time.